Hi everybody, I'm Renza Shabilia from Diabetes Australia and I'm here with our next Tech Talk. And our Tech Talk series is where I talk super quickly about a topic in diabetes technology in Australia. And I'm continuing on from our last Tech Talk from last month, which was sort of like a basic introduction to insulin pump therapy. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit more about which pumps are available in Australia and things to be mindful of when if you're thinking that A, it's time to upgrade if you're already using a pump, or B, actually to start having a conversation because you're ready to start on an insulin pump. So just a reminder, predominantly we're talking about people here with type 1 diabetes. And really the reason behind that is because our funding models in Australia support reimbursement and funding for people with type 1 diabetes. So generally in Australia, pretty much almost everybody, not completely 100%, but almost everybody who is using an insulin pump has got type 1 diabetes. But please, for our viewers with type 2 diabetes, stick around. This is kind of interesting anyway, but we will ensure that some of our future Tech Talks are very type 2 diabetes focused. So there are currently 5 brands, if you like, of insulin pumps available in Australia. And I've got a note that I'm going to refer to because otherwise I would forget them. These are in no particular order at all, but we're going to start. There is the Tandem T-Slim pump. There's Medtronic has 2 offerings at the moment. There's the 770G, which is the most recent, and then there's also the 640G, but that's actually becoming less and less common for people to start on because the 770 is sort of an upgraded model. There's also the Ipso pump from Ipsomed. There's the Accu-Chek Solo, which is an offering from Roche, and then there is the Omnipod Dash, which is from Insulet. So what are these pumps? Well, pumps are all the same in that they deliver insulin. That's where this starts. That's the thing to remember. It is a fancy way of delivering insulin into your body. So if you've been using insulin pens, this is a different way to get insulin. So the first 4 that I mentioned there, so all except for the, the first 3 brands there that I mentioned, they are tubed pumps, which means you've got a little box and then there is an infusion set with a little cannula. And then the last 2, that's the Accu-Chek Solo and the Omnipod. They're what's called patch pumps. They stick directly onto your body. Sometimes they're called tubeless pumps because they don't have that tubing. And again, there is no one better way to use an insulin pump or to decide which one you want to use. It's what works for you and what works with for your lifestyle and your diabetes. There are older and other pumps that are also available in Australia, and you might be using one of those already, but you can't get those new. These are the ones that you can either get through your health insurance policy new, or in the case of the Omnipod, you can buy it directly and start using it that way. You can actually buy all of them directly, but they're very, very expensive. The reason that Omnipod isn't available through health insurance at the moment is because they haven't quite got that sorted yet. It's just been launched into Australia recently, just this year, and the funding models are still being sorted out. So if you're interested in using that, you need to pay for it all upfront yourself. Now, interoperability is a buzzword when it comes to diabetes and actually all technology. And what it means is the ability for devices to talk to each other. So some of these devices actually can talk to continuous glucose monitors. And that's really useful because that can help with adjustments being made automatically to your insulin dose. At the moment, there are only 2 of these, 2 brands that have that capability. So that's the Tandem, that talks to the Dexcom, and then Medtronic pumps talk to their own devices. Now, you don't need to use, if you decide you really, really want to use a Medtronic pump, but you prefer to use one of the other CGMs on the market, so you prefer to use Dexcom or Libre, you can still do that, but you can't take advantage of the interoperability features if you're not using the ones that they're connected to. This is the sort of information that is really worthwhile having a chat with your health professional about, because they can talk to you about what goes with what, why you might want to use the same brands or the ones that talk to each other and what the benefits are there, but equally why that might not be something that's important to you. So when it comes down to it, what's right for you? There's a lot of choice, which is great. Diabetes Australia loves the fact that there is choice for people with diabetes, and that you have the chance to pick the right device for you. The right device for the right person at the right time is a really good way to think about anything to do with your diabetes, anything to do with your diabetes technology. But it is hard to work out what you want. It comes down to lots of different things. It comes down to which features are really important to you. It comes down to that interoperability that I spoke about. It comes down to, you know, what insulin doses can it deliver? Can it deliver really tiny doses? How much insulin can the pump store in it before you need to refill? And that's something really important, especially if you're on larger doses of insulin. You know what? It also comes down to how they look. And don't for a minute think that that's like a shallow or, you know, pointless thing to think about. You're wearing these devices attached to your body 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every single day of the year. So liking how it looks is kind of important, and that's okay if that's the way that you're going to make your decision. Have a chat with your healthcare professional about all the features. Go and have a look at the pump companies' websites. You can actually pick up the phone and ask to speak to somebody from the pump company. So in Australia, we're able to do that. It's not like ringing up and asking for information about a medication. You can't do that, but you absolutely can call and ask to speak to somebody from the pump company. If you can, get your hand on a pump, have a look at it, feel them, see what they're like, see how they fit in your pocket. I wear mine down my bra. So, you know, wherever you're going to be wearing it, where it's comfortable, try it on your body just to see what it's like. That's really, really important. And also have a look online. There's lots of discussions online about which pumps are right for which people and why people prefer this one and why they prefer that one. And it's really worthwhile listening to people with diabetes to hear what they have to say. We're going to provide a link to a brilliant diabetes advocate in Australia. He's the Bionic Wookie. That's the name of his website. And we're going to put a link there. He keeps a really great updated blog post about which pumps are current, and talks about everything about each of those pumps, from their features to which infusion sets they work with, to that interoperability that I was talking about, to even what's coming down the technology pipeline. So we'll make sure that we include that link so that you can have a look at that. If you've got questions, you can always come to Diabetes Australia and we can certainly help with that. But thanks for listening to today's Tech Talk. We'll be back next month with another topic. If there's anything you're really interested in to do with diabetes technology in Australia, let us know, because we're always looking for topics to cover. Thanks a lot. Bye.